Okay, welcome to the first video on my channel like this. So kind of a different spin on the Cancel Party podcast. I don't know if this will be an extension of it or not. It might as well be, just because of some of the opinions that we're gonna have are probably so terrible that we should get canceled.
Speak for yourself.
The opinions that we have today are strictly based off of the Marvel universe. So today we're going to be taking turns going back and forth listing opinions that we actually believe. Now you can put this and you can clip it out as much as you want. We do believe these things.
And we're not doom blazing this.
Exactly.
We're not saying
all hate to
opinion.
Doomblazer, by the way. I just want to put that out there. I can't stand that guy, but just because he can't form his own opinion, he waits for everyone to drop their videos, then he makes his opinion based on what they say.
I just want to say I'm impartial. Doom Blazer, if you're watching this.
If you are watching this, invite me and we'll have a debate about whatever you want. I don't care. I just want to talk to you. I want to get through to you that it's okay to have your own opinion, be yourself. So let's just go ahead and I just kind of want to preface this. This all started by one day we were having lunch at Whataburger, and I said, and this is going to be my first opinion, is that the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy is the best trilogy in the MCU, hands down. I don't even think there's a debate to be had there. Honestly, I truly don't.
The thing is, like, to kind of, on the contrary of what Tony is saying, I just want to preface this. I won't say that it's not the best or the best MCU trilogy. It has its own fandom, and it literally did put the Guardians on the map. I just personally think, because he did say this one word while he said that take, he said undeniably.
It's undeniable.
I personally just don't believe that. I genuinely, and maybe this is just bias.
This
but,
is bias. Bias taken coming. Go for it.
I think that the Captain America trilogy makes a run for its money, and I don't think it's better. I mean, I'm not saying that it's better.
The Iron Man trilogy smokes it, and this is a take I personally believe.
But yeah,
this is real.
It's not. He's not getting no fans from saying that. Like,
yes, I am. I'm about to hit 1,000 subscribers after that take, guys. Well, because I keep it real. I'm the realest guy on the internet.
Well, that's how. Yeah, I would say that's how you know that he's being real, is because he's saying the Iron Man trilogy is better.
Exactly.
I don't know. Like, I feel like in terms of, and I'm looking at this at multiple ways. I think the Guardians trilogy is like funnier, like by far. I don't think Cap's movies at all are like really focused on comedy.
Yeah,
that's a big part of Marvel. I just think they push the MCU as a whole a lot more than what the Guardians films did. I think they're just so much like bigger in scale when we look at like Civil War especially, but also with like Winter Soldier. And I genuinely, I think this is like one thing that me and Tony have disagreed on for the longest time. I don't think this is a hot take. I don't think this is like something, like at least to like Marvel fans. Like I don't think Captain America: First Avenger is a bad movie. I think it has parts where it drags. I overall do think it's one of the best. I overall do think it's one of the better like origin movies for like the whole MCU. I think it's better than Incredible Hulk. I think it's better than Thor 1. I am gonna say this right now. I think it's better than Iron Man 3. That's not a hot take. That is not a hot take.
That is a hot take. Iron Man 3 is
I want to say.
Please rewatch all the Iron Man movies.
Okay, I just want to say, every time he brings up the Iron Man films, he always says, "Bro, I don't care what anybody says. Iron Man 3 and Iron Man 2 are better than what people think it is." He has to say that.
I know. Yeah, exactly. I have to clarify. But because the general public is not well educated, you know how long it's been since Iron Man 2 and 3? It's been like 10 plus years, dude.
Yeah.
No Way Home turned 5? Like in a couple months it turns 5 years old. And it's crazy, not many people have revisited No Way Home. No Way Home's getting a lot of hate. It doesn't deserve it.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. It's not the perfect movie, it's not the best movie, but I mean, I don't think it's like should deserve hate. I think like a lot of people would be like, oh, it's nostalgia bait, or oh, the story isn't really there. I mean, at the end of the day, I genuinely like don't care. Like, I'll turn my brain off for Spider-Man.
It's not even that you have to turn your brain off. That movie is so good. It's so good, genuinely. And here's one more thing I need to clarify. As far as like how this video kind of works. So we'll just kind of rattle off a handful of opinions, and if one opinion is so like offensive to the other, whoever said that opinion gets the point, and that's deemed the winner. And this is kind of crazy because I already feel like, and this is not biased, but I feel like I'm already gonna come in already swinging. I'm winning already. I'm in Noah's head.
Wait, I gotta something. Wait, so to reiterate that, because I'm just a little bit confused.
Yeah.
Whoever has the worser take gets the point.
Whoever pisses off the other person more wins, basically.
Okay.
With their opinion, and it has to be opinions you believe in, because you can't just come out here. Black Panther's the best movie in the MCU, and Captain Marvel second.
And we try to really diversify our opinions as well. I mean, at least I did. I don't know how you ran your takes.
I mean, semi-similar. I'm kind of like leaning towards one area of the MCU, but I don't mind debating other stuff because I have a lot of opinions.
Yeah, like just to clear it up, like like his favorite character is Iron Man. My favorite character is Captain America. We are gonna like, you know, we
this
do focus on those
feels like
characters a
Civil
lot.
War.
Yeah, this is a Civil War or something like that. We are the Captain America and Iron Man of the U2 boys.
Exactly.
So I mean, I do want to preface that before we get started, but
yeah, I think you could already tell by the first minutes already that who's a bigger fan of who and all that stuff. But you want to go first with the?
Was that one of your takes?
I mean, I guess so, but it was just the one that kind of
okay.
inspired this entire video.
Okay, do you want to go first? Because I think you have more.
Yeah, I can go first. So I guess to add on to the trilogies that I think are better than Captain America's trilogy, keep in mind I do think 3 trilogies are better than it. I gotta go with obviously Guardians. I think that's undeniably top 1. Iron Man. You can't lie. The very first Iron Man like clears Civil War and Captain America 1. No, I promise you.
No, it does not.
Yeah, it does. It does. You're already breaking up in his head. I'm already in his head about a great movie. Probably almost.
I wanna.
Okay. What are you gonna say?
You can say. My bad.
I was gonna say you're getting upset about a nearly flawless movie when
I'm not. The thing is, like, I can't say that it's not a flawless movie, but like, I just don't agree with that. I think it just doesn't, and maybe this is because of the time of when they were released. I know we could always use that. I mean, it was like the first movie that kind of based
Cap
everything.
was like what, the third movie?
But I feel like, hold on, I do want to speak, but I just feel like Civil War and Winter Soldier I think Winter Soldier is just a better all-around film, and I think Civil War is just like,
and that's not a bad take.
It took the Marvel, like the Civil War was so like in terms of the storyline to the MCU was so much. Like, it was like the most impactful film in terms like to Infinity War.
Right.
To Infinity War.
No, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the recording. I'm looking at the recording. Sorry, I'm not laughing at your opinion.
Yeah.
But as far as look, I personally prefer Civil War over Winter Soldier, but I can't deny Winter Soldier has so much sauce. It has so much sauce, and it lends itself. And we talked about this in our Supergirl review on his channel. Go ahead and check that out whenever you're done watching this, or vice versa. But the MCU has always been kind of gray. They've always dulled their palettes. Iron Man 1 is not gray. It's a nice orange, reddish, tan, blue. It has a lot of colors in there. It's a great movie. Great movie. One of the best movies. But
yeah, it's in my top 10.
Yeah, I mean, it's in my top 3, but it's okay.
That's not terrible, but that's not great.
We can talk about that later, but I just want to say, like, I think Winter Soldier lends itself very well to that gray color palette because it's supposed to be a spy movie. First and foremost, it's a thriller. It's supposed to be suspenseful, and you know what? The gray color and the camera looking kind of dull, that helps. It helps a lot. It grounds it more. But when you see a giant dude changing sizes and talking about he wants orange peels and Spider-Man's wrapping his webs along his legs and whatnot, you would just kind of expect there to be like some color contrast happening, and that's my biggest problem with Civil War.
Civil War, yeah.
Like, that's why I'm saying personally, like, that's why I have Iron Man 1 over Civil War and over Cap 1. But that's just because I personally think that, like, while Civil War is like one of the most hype movies in the MCU,
I would argue that it's top 3 most hype. When it came out.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and then obviously all the marketing for that and everything, it helped. Whose side are you going to be on and whatnot.
It still gets talked about to this day. Like, I still see it on comment TikTok sections. Like, I still see people say Team Iron Man, Team Cap. Like, it's still pop culture. It's still a pop culture reference,
Yeah, for sure.
I think he's really focusing on Iron Man 1.
Well, I think, no. Iron Man 2 is awesome too, with Whiplash.
I just don't. I think it's good. I just don't think it's one of the best. I don't think Iron Man 2 is one of the. I've seen it. He keeps saying this.
Rewatch it
again.
Watch it again and again and again.
I've done the MCU rewatch from from Iron Man to Endgame
So
about
have
4
I.
times. I've seen it. I just recently watched it with my girlfriend a few months ago. I've been up to date with all the Iron Man movies. I do think the Iron Man movies get a little more hate, or like I guess people discredit it more than what
Unfairly
it
so.
deserves to be. I think it's better than what people say it is, especially Iron Man 3. I do want to preface, I think Iron Man 3 is actually solid. I like Harvey and Stark's relationship. I like the fact that it focuses a lot on Tony, which I will say, you know, I think he's like one of the few Marvel MCU characters that you can make kind of do a movie like that where you're just focusing on him as him and not
Exactly.
as a superhero.
Look at case in point, Civil War. How many characters do you need to front load that movie for it to be interesting? Let's see, Iron Man,
You only-
War
you only-
Machine,
you only-
Hawkeye, Widow, Vision,
But that's the thing. It's like we're going off of
Ant-Man, Black Panther,
we're going off of like, you know,
Bucky. I'm telling
But
you,
we're
and
not-
Sam Wilson,
we're
Falcon.
going off of like, he's going off of like what they needed. Like I'm just going off of what it is, like what it is.
Well, yeah, and I'm telling you what it is that I like you need to front load these movies with more people. That was one of my other takes too, is that Captain America: Civil War is not his movie. It's not Cap's movie.
But like I don't
It
agree with
is.
that. It's still
It is Iron Man's
It's
movie.
not. It's
Steals
not.
the show.
No, it is not.
Steals
No,
the
it
show
is
and
not
he's
his
the
movie.
best
It is not his
character in that
movie.
entire movie.
It is not his movie. The whole like
And
Captain
another-
America stirs up the most strings in that movie.
Yeah, he stirs
He's
up
the
the most
most
strings because he's an
impactful
ass.
character.
He's a selfish asshole.
Okay, he's not. He is
He
not.
is.
Look, I just want to
let's
preface this. Hold on. I want to
Let me
preface
preface
this.
this. You go ahead. You go.
I just
preface
want to.
it.
I want to say this. I feel like one. I think Cap was right on the Sokovia Accords. He's lying. He's lying about this. He's genuinely lying about this. I think he was right in the Sokovia Accords.
Right.
And when we talk about going into the final act of the movie, when it's like him, Tony, and Bucky, I want to say, like, because Tony keeps on saying best friend. Like, I just want to say how special Bucky and Steve's
Listen.
relationship is, where you have, like, if I were to give the dilemma, I'm frozen in ice. I wake up, about 70 years later. Everybody I know is dead, is gone, and Tony has somehow survived. He's like the only one that survived. Like, I just think like the importance level of like that, because like he's like the only part of like my first 30 years of existence that I have left on Earth. Like I'm gonna want to protect him, and I don't feel like he went
Okay.
about it completely right. But
Yeah,
like,
Exactly. Let me counter argue this right now.
But
Because
he admitted he was wrong. He said the apology letter at the end of the movie.
yeah,
He
but
said he would
what,
be there.
he didn't even do it like a man. He didn't go face
Because
to
Tony would
face.
have killed him if he saw him in person.
Here's the thing, right? I would have killed you too if you knew that your best friend killed my parents and you were like, oh, yeah, I knew the whole time. Anyways, look, I just want to say this. Listen here, all right? They saved the world twice, all right? Twice together. And not only that, you had, like, he had some previous relation with my father to where my father thought he was, he thought he was this all right guy, this stand-up lad. And, I meet you for the first time, and the first thing you tell me is, take off the suit, let's go a couple rounds. He's a fucking asshole. He's an asshole. In Avengers 1, he's a dick, bro. He doesn't even care. He doesn't even care that Iron Man's sending a nuke into space. He's like, close the portal! Close the portal! It makes him close it on him.
Nobody ever paid attention to
with
that.
0% or zero like risk for or care for Tony's life. He just lets it happen. He's like, you know what? Fuck this guy. If he dies in space, he dies in space. Keep in mind, ultimate sacrifice right there. He laid his life down.
Because he's the only one that could. He is the only character that could in that film, bro.
And
Cap can't
no,
do
no,
that.
Thor could
Hulk
do it.
can't do that. No,
Thor
he
could do
can't.
it.
He
Thor
can't
could
fly.
if he
He
wanted
has
to.
to hold his hammer to fly.
And he would've gone
Thor
up.
can't do that
He would've
either.
gone up
It
and
had
would've
to
done
be
it.
Stark. That's like the thing. Is like in that with
And it had to
Endgame.
be him,
With
but
Endgame,
that's
it's
the thing.
different. With Endgame, it's different. But with
I'm saying,
Avengers,
but Iron Man didn't have to.
no, he didn't have to.
He didn't
but
have to. So
but
he still,
had
he
to.
still
The world-
put his life on the line.
He did put his life on the line, but in terms of, because you're saying that it was him, but like it wasn't like any of the other characters.
Tony
on
said
the
that
team
he
to do
would
that.
just cut the wire, right? Like in that scene beforehand, where he's like, take that suit off. What are you? Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. When he talks about putting his life on the line, he would just cut the wire instead of letting himself explode. But he obviously he went through the character growth in the very first movie they met, and still he's like.
That's the thing, is like I want to preface this too. Like I feel like he goes through the same like he goes. I feel like one thing that Marvel did that, because at the end of the day, he's still the best running character.
No doubt.
But one thing that
Scarlet
they
Witch is also
constantly,
second place.
one thing that they constantly
third
do
place.
is like, I feel like they just repeat like Tony's arc as if he had improved
Spider-Man's
himself
fourth
all
place.
the time. It's okay. Like if he had improved himself in every movie, you see it in Avengers, you see it in Iron Man 3, you see
But
it again in Age
that's
of
the thing.
Ultron.
He's constantly trying to put everything that he does is a result from the previous movie. Like it's him trying to be better from that previous movie. Civil War, case in point, some lady guilt trips him into signing the Sokovia Accords. Like I understand the Sokovia Accords, I wouldn't sign them because I don't like the government. I wouldn't want the government policing the superhero team, telling them what they can and can't respond to. What if another Ultron situation happens where it's an extinction level event and the government's like, no, we got it handled. We'll throw nukes at him again, like that worked last time. And I disagree with the Accords, but the fact of the matter is that it literally got guilt tripped into doing this, by the way, because he had a lady come up to him, hand him a picture of her dead son. If it happened to Cap, he would have done it too.
If I was Tony, I would be like, security.
Get this lady out. Kick her out, please. But I'm telling you, if Steve was presented the same circumstances, he would do it because he'd be like, what's the right thing to do? Because that's what he always says.
I want to disagree with that.
And I feel like a lot of people don't understand that when they see it, Civil War, and when they look back on it without rewatching it, it's just like, well, he wanted to sign the Accords because, he wanted to make sure that everyone was safe, but he was doing more damage than not doing damage. But if you take a look at like the actual movie, I feel like it puts his motives in a good light. Like it puts it in a better light than people are making it out to be. That's another thing too. Scarlet Witch is like terrible in that movie. She literally blows up.
I want to say this too.
Like the building.
Quick segment to.
Yeah.
You can keep going after this.
Yeah.
She's one of my least favorite characters in the MCU.
That's terrible too.
You guys can guilt trip me. I mean, if
Please
I was
fry him
if
in
I
the
was
comments,
if I was
guys.
if I was in the MCU, like would I pick her to be like my MCU girlfriend? Absolutely. But other than that, she's like by far one of the most annoying characters to me. I think she has a great well, I can't say she has a great arc, but she has a lot of complexities to her as a character.
She's written
I just don't
so
like her.
well.
I just don't like her.
And that's a take to have, but that's not a good one. I'm not gonna give you the point on that because I feel like it's too early in the video for one, and for two, that's just a terrible take.
No,
that's a terrible take.
It's not a common take. It's not a common take.
Yeah, I know. Scarlet Witch is literally mother to like maybe like 90% of like the MCU watchers. Everyone's like, that's Mama Wanda, bro. You're speaking some crazy words right now, guys. Keep in mind, at the beginning of the video, I did say this is all opinions we believe in.
Yeah, so you can literally just hear it from our opinions right now. Like we're not,
This is no LARP. This is no.
We're not doing this to cater to the audience. We're not doing this to appease to people.
Well, yeah, and that's another thing I just want to point out is that like, the audience, the general audience, I feel like is kind of recently starting to turn the tides on like more popular movies. So stuff like No Way Home. Your Endgame is starting to get more hate now too, which is kind of crazy. Like I have issues with the movie, especially like the very first half of the movie. I think it's very boring, on rewatch at least. But I think that's just because it was like a time and a place. But I feel like with No Way Home, it's timeless, in my opinion. But yeah, anyway, sorry, just to backtrack what we were talking about.
Okay, go back to the Wanda and Civil War.
Yeah, Wanda and Civil War, it makes too much sense. She's literally like a walking, she didn't have control of her powers. It's like too unstable to even know what she could possibly do next. She literally blew up a whole building complex. And then another thing too, this is something that I kind of recently came to the conclusion on. And I already know Steve is a bad guy, right? Just like all around a bad person.
Okay, I just want to preface this. I'm not an Iron Man hater. He's clearly a Cap hater.
I'm not a hater of Cap.
He is.
I'm not, I promise.
He is. Keep going.
So, Steve's a bad guy, and let me get into why I think that. So, so obviously the Civil War in general, that whole thing. Did you know? Oh, yes. I would have killed Noah on the spot if he told me that, bro. I don't even care. Repulsor beam killed him on the spot if you told me that. But even then, it's one thing to try to forgive your friend for doing something that he wasn't in control of. But something that I want to bring up that I don't think gets talked about enough is the fact that Bucky in Falcon and the Winter Soldier knows about Isaiah Bradley's story, right? Isaiah Bradley,
I didn't know about that.
The super soldier serum test trials when Steve went under, and then obviously, you know, they locked him in prison. They falsely imprisoned this African American dude who gave his life on the line. And this is all MCU canon, guys. Bucky knows about this, right? And he knows a lot about it. And this is before, or well, obviously he had to know a little before Steve went back in time, because you know Bucky he's already aware of all this, and he already has a list and whatnot. So I'm assuming he probably told Steve.
We can't do that.
Look, but this is just something, I'm making an assumption right now.
We cannot make assumptions.
If he was willing to understand the complexities of the judicial system and how they basically framed an innocent man and took years off of his life, but he was so willing to throw his life away and be on the run forever and go give him to a technologically advanced society in Wakanda for a white man, but he doesn't want to do it for a black man, it's craziness. But he is from the 40s, so that's your go, by the way. His go, by the way.
Total assumption. We can.
In Avengers 1, also, when Nick Fury's like, "Are you ready to fight him?" and Cap looks at Nick Fury and he goes, "Did you talk to me like that, boy?" That's what he says. It's a deleted scene. You've never seen it before, but it's a deleted scene, and that's just. I mean, Cap's just a bad guy. He's an all-around bad dude. He's like a villain. Avengers 1 also. Okay,
now he's just clip farming. He's clip farming. He's trying to get
okay, see, about that last scene I made up, but you believed it because he's a bad guy.
No, he's not.
So in Avengers 1, this guy's a freaking loser. He's a Boy Scout. He's always sucking on the dong of S.H.I.E.L.D. He thinks S.H.I.E.L.D. is the greatest thing ever.
Okay, he has no awareness. He has no social awareness of what is going on in the recent times, right?
And they're telling him.
He's been out of ice for 2 minutes.
Not even 2 minutes, bro. Yes. He had time to adjust, bro. He was in a boxing ring.
Yeah.
He literally showed up in Times Square at the end of Cap 1. He had time to adjust. I mean, maybe not a whole lot of time. Probably like a month to like a couple months.
70 years worth of time to kind of just get adjusted.
It felt like nothing, bro. It felt like nothing. He just woke up and he was in a different place. I understand that's disorienting, but at the same time too,
you're not giving him any slack. Like what's
here's my slack right now. He's from the 40s, so he's not all there like mentally, you know. But when Iron Man and Hulk are telling him, they're like, dude, they're keeping secrets from you. I don't believe it.
Well, he did look. He looked through it
because he knew that Stark was right, because Stark's a goat. Stark's a goat.
Because he listens to his team. Even though
he
he's the leader,
he does his own thing. He did his own thing. He goes, let's just say I did research the old-fashioned way. He brings out the giant Hydra gun that they have. Like this is another thing. He doesn't start getting suspicious until someone tells him something. You know, no one and it's like that in Winter Soldier too. They have to like tip him off and be like, "Oh, we're Batroc the Leapers here. What are they doing?"
Well, nobody ever said.
What are you doing on your assignment, Black Widow?
Nobody said Cap's the smartest character in the franchise.
I'm not saying he's a smart guy, but he's also like, it's like ignorance is also his biggest downfall. He's very ignorant and very inconsiderate guy.
I think it's not really ignorance. I think he's more just like he's a very stubborn character. People say that, and I feel like that goes against the whole like him being perfect. He's not a perfect character. The whole.
Okay, but that's the thing. You say he's not a perfect character, yet he wields Mjolnir in Endgame. Is that not literally the peak performance of like your perfect?
Yeah, but Thor wields it too, and he's not perfect at all.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Thor is like Thor. He's already a god. That's
because Cap is like got your human.
Everything special about him came out of a bottle.
I hate that topic. I hate that topic too. Because if we do that, like, one thing I do hate is like when the Iron Man fans like they bring that up and whenever you see debates about it saying that Cap is just the super soldier serum. He was chosen for it for a reason. If you guys watch First Avenger, I feel like a lot of people, like the person sitting next to me, they just don't understand First Avenger. They don't understand his character.
It's not the worst movie in the world, but it's not good. It's not that good. There's a lot of problems.
It's better than half of the MCU movies.
See, that's
better
crazy.
Than half the MCU.
That's crazy.
I feel like if we were to use the whole that, like he needs, like he's not nothing about the serum. I mean, we could say the same thing about how Iron Man would be nothing if he wasn't born into wealth.
That's
he wouldn't
not
be
true,
Iron
though.
Man.
That's
just wouldn't be Iron Man.
That's not true.
He wouldn't be Iron Man.
That's not true, though.
He would not be Iron Man.
He built it in a box of caves with a box of scraps.
I feel like you can't
that's
take away.
literally perfect. That's a perfect analogy. If you take away his wealth, what does he do? He makes the Mark 1 armor. Sure, it's not as advanced as his nanotech suit in, you know, Infinity War and Endgame, like the bleeding edge armor, but he still made it. That's the thing.
But Cap's character is not about his like superpowers. He's not the strongest character in the universe. He's not like the most powerful. He doesn't have like the most flashy tech. Like his whole thing is just like his heart, you know. And even though he's wrong, even though he's wrong sometimes, you know, even though he doesn't, like, you can't lie. Like his willpower is, you know, the best we've ever seen in the MCU movies. I'm not laughing.
Yeah, he had to. He was laughing. He doesn't even believe that.
No, I do believe that.
Willpower wise, I think Spider-Man's the strongest in the entire MCU.
I mean, we can argue that. Yeah, I'm not gonna disagree with that because he is my favorite character of all time.
Exactly.
But yeah, and then I want to say,
give me one of your takes. Just give me one of your takes. Let's just move on from this because this conversation is not going to stop.
Yeah,
we've had countless.
Maybe if you guys request it, we can do it. We can do an actual Cap
scenario. A full like just 2-hour debate of us two just talking at each other.
It's not really a Cap versus Iron Man debate. It's more just a Cap versus anti-Cap debate. It's really
no. This is a Cap versus Iron Man
not.
debate. Because I feel like I'm Iron Man's #1 defender.
Okay, yeah, that's
on
true.
The entire internet.
That is true. I will agree with that.
You can't find anyone else who feels as strongly about Iron Man as I do. To the point where I've actually internalized some of his hatred towards Cap. I can't lie. It's starting to rub off on me. You can tell obviously throughout this video. It personally, and this is another thing. I love all these movies to death, and I have a very personal attachment with them. I love all these movies.
Same here.
But this is where I think me and you differ. I genuinely personally have beef with characters in the Marvel universe.
I've always said Wanda's annoying and I don't really like her that much. I won't say I don't hate her. I think she's still cool. I think she still has, you know, pretty cool.
And I think she's a better character than Cap. That's just and so is Loki. So is I honestly, this might be a hot take, but I think Moon Knight's a better character than Cap. I think Spider-Man is obviously up there. Deadpool and actually that's another trilogy.
I'm just gonna end it. I'm just gonna end it with this. I'm not gonna go too deep on those, even though I have before. I feel like
I'm getting into them, guys.
The one thing is like, I tell Tony this all the time. I tell a lot of people this all the time. We've never seen a superhero like Captain America in films. In terms of like, every character that we've seen has trauma, has, you know, self-doubt, has an arc that they have to go through where they're struggling in life. Cap is not about any of that. He's meant to inspire. He's not meant to be relatable. He's meant to inspire us to be better. And I do want to say this. You've never seen a character where the movies are written around his morality and his moral code that constantly test him of how he is as a person, rather than him having to go through some developmental arc, like the way that almost literally every character, including Superman, have had to go through. As we've seen in the new movie, Superman does have. Stop lying. But yeah, that's my only thing on that. That's the only thing I'm gonna say. You guys can just take that as you want. That's not a combative.
Please put in the comments who you think is the better character, Iron Man or Captain America.
Stop saying that. I never once said Cap is better than Iron Man. All I'm saying is that Tony's just hating. He's undercrediting Cap. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Look. Last thing we'll say about this, and feel free, please comment down below. I just want to hear everyone else's opinions, because I did do a survey and of top 3 characters just all time. It could even include villains, anti-heroes, and all that. And out of the, I think it was about 60.
He said, hold on. He said top 3 favorite. He said top 3 favorite.
Top 3 favorites, a personal list.
Not greatest.
Even if I did say greatest, it wouldn't change it. But as far as like, you know, the list goes, it's about 70 people, I believe. 70 or somewhere 69 to 70 people had replied, and 5 of those 70 were had Captain America mentioned, and one of those 5 was Noah, so I discredited it. And as far as you know, so technically 4 people put that on their list. And as far as people who didn't have Iron Man on their list, it was everyone else, or not Iron Man, sorry, Captain America. It was pretty much everyone else. It was a universal topic that Captain America didn't even scratch anyone's minds. I even, the people who I asked in person, I said, well, where does Captain America rank? And they were like, I didn't even think about that. When you said Marvel, I instantly thought of my 3 characters I picked, not Captain America. Their first thought was not Captain America. You know who got just as many mentions as Captain America? Probably, actually, I think more. Hulk. Hulk got more.
And like I said, Hulk. That's not crazy at all. But like I was saying,
Hulk in the MCU. To the general public, keep in mind, I asked people
Hulk was a bigger name before the MCU, you know.
But that's the thing, you can't say that because the MCU completely
No, it did not.
Demolished
No, it
his
did not.
character.
Oh yeah, it did demolish it. I thought you were gonna say that the MCU completely, like, just erased what he did.
No. It doesn't erase what he's done. Like his impact. Everyone wanted to be Hulk when they were little. You wanted Hulk smash. You wanted to be strong. You wanted to punch stuff and whatnot. But
My stepdad Roman wanted to be Hulk.
he can still be Hulk. He could be Red Hulk. He could be Green Hulk. Whatever. Anyways, we're getting off topic. I just want to point this out there. Like he's not all that.
I just want to say he has the best speeches in the MCU.
False.
He has the best speeches in the MCU. By far, he's the most aura-farming character.
That's not even
that
true.
One
You know
scene
that's not
where
true.
That one scene where he's there standing in front of the whole entire army with the light
Bro.
shining on her like he's a god.
Iron Man.
That clears out like 95% of the
Man.
MCU characters. The elevator scene
Thor
where
has
he
more
lands on
aura
the
in
shield
Ragnarok.
where he lands on.
Thor has more aura and Ragnarok.
Okay, yeah,
than
you
he
might
does
take this point
in the
after I
entire-
take. No, that's wrong.
By the
That's just wrong.
entirety of
That's just
Captain
wrong.
Run, bro.
That is just wrong.
No, see?
That's just
See?
wrong. That's genuinely
Are you
wrong.
ready to give me a point?
That's genuinely
You ready
wrong.
to give me a point?
Well, I'm not doing it. I haven't finished mine, but yeah,
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
give you the point already, just because like this did piss me off. And I want to say, wait, to combat what he just said, Cap's not a fan favorite. He's not supposed to be cute. He's not supposed to be flashy. Which is like what most casuals base their favorites on. He's not supposed to be relatable. He's
Carnage
inspired.
made
He's supposed
someone's
to.
list.
He's supposed.
I'm just saying,
Luna Snow is on somebody's
Luna
list. I
Snow
just
was
wanna
on a
preface
list.
that. And he's not.
Yeah, calling you out, Jaden.
We know what kind of man you are.
We know
it's
what
not.
you
It's just not a good look.
It's
But
diabolical.
But yeah, and this isn't a Cap is the greatest character of all time take for me. This is just Cap is undercredited, not by a lot of people, but just specifically by Tony.
Like I just want to point this out there. I think he's perfectly credited in the bullshit that he does every movie. Pulls some dumb bullshit.
Next take.
Next take.
And I wanna because one of the takes I had was actually about Captain America, but just about Captain America.
Ooh, go ahead and
I feel like we have. Well, there's two takes I had that actually kind of contribute to like the take that we had with the Guardians, or with the Cap Iron Man trilogy movies. I feel like we kind of grazed a little bit on this. One of my takes was I think Winter. This isn't really a hot take, but this is like a take that it's like a 50-50. I think Winter Soldier is a better movie than Civil War. I don't know if we covered that too much beforehand.
I mean, we kind of talked about it. As far as where I stand on it, I kind of agree with you on that. So you don't get any points, but
Yeah.
Civil War, I think I like it personally better. But as far as like movie goes, I think Winter Soldier just has the edge on it, just by a hair. But as far as like personal ranking lists, Civil War is Civil War is in my 5, or actually I don't know. It kind of changes every once in a while. But Civil War, I will give you Civil War and Winter Soldier are in my top 10 because they're really solid movies. Captain America: First Avenger is literally worse than Eternals.
You get a double point just for that one. And then I want to just explain, not that this is going to be an argument, and I don't really want to hear too much about what we already talked about. I think Winter Soldier showcased Cap's character the best. I think it really, I like how it kind of puts him in a place of unforeseen territory. He's put in a lot of situations that he's never been in. Yeah, it's kind of a movie about him seeing the world as gray instead of black and white, like how it was in the 40s, where you kind of had a real right and wrong. I think Winter Soldier is a great part of the movie. The scenes, like the aura farming scenes that we went over.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think Bucky has more aura than Captain America.
Okay, that's not really a terrible thing. The only thing is I will say is that the reason why I don't give
Rocket has more aura than Captain America.
That's just another point. The reason why I don't give you with Bucky is just because in recent movies he's kind of dwindled. He had one good scene in Thunderbolts.
Yeah,
they didn't really have nothing.
He's a fucking
Had
joke
nothing
after that.
had nothing in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Had nothing in nothing in Endgame or Infinity War. Didn't really do much.
Actually, no. In Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I want to point out it's not really aura, but he has a tough moment where he was like, well, "If he was wrong about you, then he was wrong about me." He's talking about Steve picking Sam for the shield.
Yeah, good writing, and that was clean. Even though
He's
overall
a
as
better
a
written
show,
character than Cap.
even though as a show I didn't really care for it too much. I just want to say I just think it's a just better. I think if I were to show it to a non-superhero fan, like both Civil War and Winter Soldier, I think the majority of people would pick Winter Soldier.
I don't know.
Like as a non-superhero fan.
Yeah, but still, I don't know. Because Iron Man's in one of them. And Iron Man's just a great character.
Yeah,
Best character
not to
names.
talk about Iron Man, but yeah,
Right.
So that's basically just my standpoint on it. As far as what I think, you know, and yeah. And then I do want to say this too. I do. One thing is I hate Brie Tasha. I love Roman Rogers. I've always been a Captain America and Black Widow fan. Love them.
See,
as
I don't even
duo.
care about this take. This is a nothing take.
Yeah, I do.
No one
I do.
cares, bro.
I genuinely do care. You know, I used to read, you know, some of the little fanfics on Instagram that people would post.
See?
Those are my two favorite. Black Widow's my favorite female character in the MCU.
Terrible. Terrible.
It's not terrible. She literally pioneered everything. But yeah, that's how it goes. My next take, this one might ruffle feathers, or not. I really don't think it will. It might ruffle Tony's feathers. I think Far From Home is the weakest Spider-Man film we've ever had.
That is just not
Yes,
true.
it is.
That is not
Yes,
true.
it is.
I can give you a point for that because that is not true. That's genuinely terrible take. We talked about this like in an Instagram video. You're such an idiot, bro.
I want to. Hold up. I want to say this. This is the biggest problems I have with Far From Home. This is personally, just my personal preference.
Yeah.
I don't like, as far as like, let's just focus on like, for one, the setting. It doesn't feel like a Spider-Man movie, you know, that at all. Like you have it in you know, Italy. I get they're trying to go for something different.
It's a Europe tour. Like
Yeah.
it's a Europe vacation for the for the kids.
Yeah, that's cool, but it's just not. It doesn't feel Spider-Man. Like it just doesn't really.
But that's like your opinion for one. For two, it's supposed to be like it's literally the whole thing is it's supposed to be at school centered. So he's still high school age Peter Parker going through like something like a trip around the world to Europe to go explore new places and put him in a different setting. And that's another thing, we've never seen that before.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
can't-
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, no, they were trying to go for something different. I just personally didn't enjoy it. I don't like the Mysterio twist of him being an old Stark employee. I feel like, and I'm not really a very I know a lot of people online really hate the whole, like, they call Tom Holland Spider-Man Tony Stark Jr. I honestly don't really care much for that.
That's why he's number 2 character. The entire MCU is because he's so similar to
said
Tony
one
Stark.
thing. He just said one thing. And I just want to say, like, I don't have a problem with that because it is different, kind of like what we were saying about the whole like Italy thing. And it's kind of like, I feel like he's in the MCU. You know, I feel like we might as well like, that's something that we couldn't do in the Andrew and Tobey movies. We couldn't really have him interact with other superheroes or characters. I just don't like the twist. I feel like the focus on Tony a little bit was pretty good, or of like him taking up the mantle kind of in a way, but I feel like it was just too focused on, I feel like this should have been more of a Spider-Man film, not like a Iron Man Legacy movie. That's what it felt like.
Right, okay, so let me tell you why you're wrong. So for one, right, I just want to point this out here. I think that Far From Home is not nearly as bad as everyone says it is. I would even go as far as to say that I like it over TASM 2, 1, Spider-Man 3 with Tobey, and Spider-Man 1 with Tobey.
Wait, would you say Spider-Man 1?
Spider-Man 1.
Okay, I do want to say this. I don't want to get the Andrew comparisons. I don't think TASM 2 is a good movie either. I think it's right down there. But I genuinely, in terms of rewatchability, I'd rather, not off plot, not off how writing, I would just genuinely rewatch TASM 2.
Bro.
I would genuinely rewatch TASM 2.
You're lying
Like
yourself.
twice before I would watch Far From Home once. That's just my opinion.
You're just a
That's
liar.
That's
You're
just my
a
opinion.
liar.
That's just my
You're
opinion.
lying to yourself.
That's just my
Far
opinion.
From Home is literally not that bad. It is. People will shit on that till the cows come home, but that movie, like Mysterio as a villain, is overall like
He's cool.
He's got to be like in the conversation for best Spider-Man villains. What? Why are you disagreeing? Like that's not like he's top 5. He's top 5.
Okay, well, if you top 5, I don't really have like top 5. But you said what? Did you say top 3?
I mean, I would put him in top 3.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't. But
Green Goblin's up there. I would honestly put Green Goblin.
put Jamie Foxx, Electra in there.
You see, nah, he's lying. He's just making shit up.
Okay, that's made up.
Look, in comparison, and this is another thing, I actually really like TASM 1. I think I'm one of its, few people who actually have looked back on. I actually really like his suit in TASM 1. I don't know if that's a hot take.
Yeah, it is a hot take.
But
it's my least favorite
his suit is, I like it just because of how different it is and how kind of, I feel like it feels more real for Peter Parker of that universe to kind of go and make something so you know, obviously my co-host is he couldn't be bothered to care anymore.
Pause.
He's mentally toned out everything.
Yeah. What were you saying though?
Anyways, this guy's an idiot. But I do want to just point out, like, I feel like TASM 1's really good, but I just don't think it's nearly as good. Like, nothing in TASM 1 or 2 or Spider-Man 3, besides maybe the symbiote stuff, like, especially the church scene, one of the best scenes ever in pretty much any Spider-Man movie. I think it's like one of my top 5 scenes. The church bell stuff is so good.
Yeah, max level tier hating from Eddie Brock.
No, literally, he prays to God to kill Spider-Man and Peter Parker. It's amazing. It's so good. It's so good. That's how I feel about Captain America. You know,
so that basically just tells you guys, you know.
But in all seriousness, though, I think Far From Home, Mysterio's fight sequence where everything's like illusionary, and you know we have the cool Tony Stark grave stuff and all that stuff. I think it's literally higher than any of the highs in those 4 movies that I just listed. Like, I think TASM 2 has really compelling stuff. The Mysterio illusion fight, where he's like in a snow globe and then it's Mysterio's head, and then he goes and he fights himself. And
that is a cool scene.
Kid,
that is a cool scene.
Pajamas or whatever he says.
That is a cool scene. Yeah, I do like that scene visually. Really good fight scene. I just don't have it. I don't have it
in that movie.
I don't have it above the church bell scene. I don't have it above Gwen's death scene. I don't have it above.
That's probably the most overrated movie scene.
Stop. I don't have it above Andrew's that one scene in TASM 2 where he like slow motion. You know, he's seeing like they're in
Times Square on the steps.
Breaks his webs and
it shorts out.
Yeah.
Like this is the thing. I think those are good scenes. I just don't think anything reaches like that level of like intensity and panic that I felt when I was watching like the Mysterio fight, because I feel like the Mysterio fight's genuinely it's so good. It's so good. It's one of like his best fight scenes, it's one of Tom's best fight scenes. I think the only one that really comes close is like the apartment fight scene with the Green Goblin.
Yeah, that's the best one.
And you know, like the visceral nature of that, and even like the Statue of Liberty, I think it's better than any. I think the Statue of Liberty scene, the fight scene with all 3 of them, is better than literally every other Spider-Man fight scene except for like the apartment. The apartment is pretty. The apartment is like probably like some of the best fight choreography we've gotten for a Spider-Man movie, and then obviously this is filmed pre-Brand New Day, so I don't know how that's gonna turn out. I'm assuming that one's gonna take the cake.
We'll be doing a lot of stuff for that one, by the way.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, it's understandable, you know. I just don't agree with it like that. You know. I just don't like it.
You catch me on on a day where I'm like feeling TASM 1, I'll put TASM 1 over Far From Home, but the other 3 are still below it.
What'd you say the other 3 were? Spider-Man 1?
Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 3, and TASM 2.
Okay, I was gonna say Spider-Man. I would say Far From Home over Spider-Man 1 is crazy, but at the same time, I also do want to say this as well. Spider-Man 1 is one of the most overrated Marvel movies, Marvel movies ever. Yeah, both of us can agree on that. I just don't get it. It's a great origin story.
I think
it's not bad.
Here's the thing. This is the only positive I have to say about. Well, I have a couple positives, but the biggest one to take away, I think, is that Green Goblin is like the best live-action villain we've gotten from, like, at least for casting. And I think he's a better casting than Heath Ledger and Anthony Starr as Homelander. Personally, I think Green Goblin is like just one of the best actors to ever grace the movie screen to do that. That's why I love. I mean, if you've watched any of Noah's stuff, I've always volunteered to be Green Goblin. It's just like my favorite role to do. He's genuinely such a great actor, and all props to him. Tobey Maguire in that first movie pisses me off.
Same. I genuinely talk to my girlfriend about this all the time. I genuinely, he's my least favorite Spider-Man out of the 3, all for personal preference. He's so annoying.
Yes,
he is so annoying.
Thank you.
MJ's worse, but Tobey is not far off. I just want to say that in all 3 movies.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2. It's in my top 3. It's a great movie. I think as a movie it's good, but like Tobey's character, like Peter in the movie, like I don't think
he's a fucking loser. Let me just put that out there.
I like that.
If personally, look, I was the kind of guy in high school who got bullied, right?
We're probably gonna get called new gens for this.
No, we're not gonna get called new gens because you said the Spider-Man 2 take is in your top 3, so everyone's gonna be like, this guy's right. This guy over here is wrong because he has Far From Home over 1 and 3, but. If I, and like I was saying, I was someone who did get bullied, So if I ever saw Peter Parker, Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker in the hallways, I would bully him. He's a fucking loser. He's a loser. He gets cucked. He gets literally like it's just everything, bro. Everything goes wrong for him because he's a fucking chud. He had the chance to bag Gwen Stacy, and she was bad as fuck in Spider-Man 3.
You're Spider-Man. You're Spider-Man, bro. Like you're Spider-Man.
You can do whatever the hell you want, and you choose to go to bum ass MJ who cheats on you every movie she cheats on him, bro.
I also hate
crazy.
I hate the assassination of MJ. Not the best character in Marvel Comics, but she's way better in the comics than she is.
No doubt.
I hate how people just like they pick Black Cat and Gwen so easily over MJ as if MJ is not one of the goats.
And it's all due to those fucking movies, bro. Especially 3. She cheats on Peter with Harry. And he has like amnesia. He has amnesia, so he didn't even remember anything. But he comes back and he's like, "Oh, my 2 best friends are dating. Oh, it's crazy." And then they start, and then he's like, "Strawberries." It's so annoying. But I will say, I think that Harry in those movies is like one of those funniest.
He's one of the upsides of the Spider-Man.
Yeah, no, for
trilogy.
sure. James Franco, if he wasn't such a like terrible person and did, unconsensual stuff with people, I would have loved for him to come back in No Way Home, but he's obviously a piece of shit. So
yeah, they just hate us contained.
They hate us because they hate us. One of the greatest movies ever to do it with James Franco right there.
Yeah. So how I would do it, and I guess like while we're on this topic, I'm just gonna give you guys my ranking, my top three worst and best Spider-Man films. My favorite, this is my personal list, so I can't miss.
And we're including
animated? Across the animated.
Cool.
My top 3 least. Like I said, I said this starting off. Far From Home was the weakest Spider-Man movie that we've ever had. And then the other 2 that would be down there is Chasm 2 and Spider-Man 3. That's not really a hot take. I feel like that's what the majority. That's a major take.
Consensus.
It's like a consensus. Yeah.
It's a general.
After rewatching them again, what I will say though is my top 3 Spider-Man films. This one's a little more arguable. I have, in no order too. No Way Home, Spider-Man. Okay, we'll go in order then. No Way Home, Spider-Man 2, Across the Spider-Verse.
That's just objectively incorrect. Now, this is the thing. If I had a heart, I would put Across up there. But I don't know. I love Into so much. I think it's just a personal preference.
I love Into too. Like, don't get me wrong, I like it a lot too. I just feel like, no Harry Styles in this one, but like when I went to Across the Spider-Verse to the theater, like it felt like I was watching one of those movies that you go to the theaters. You go to the theaters and you just see a film, which is so cinematic. Right. The ending, like genuinely had me off of my seat. Just the
waiting,
the writing
right.
of the film, the writing of the film, the dynamics between Miles and Rio, and the dad, and then I think Miguel is my favorite character from that whole verse. Stop.
He's not the worst character.
He's not the worst, but
I feel like I'd take Miles over him any day. I would take Jefferson Davis over him any day. I would take Kingpin over him any day. I'd take Penny Parker, Spider Noir, Spider Ham. And then I like a lot of people. He pissed me off. The only upside.
No, he does. He does, but I think that's what makes him such a great character at the same time.
I guess.
And then
I like Spider-Bite more than him.
And then
That's hot take because I'm not gonna say that.
It's not about Brandon. This is a video about us, not Brandon. And then I do want to say the thing about. Damn, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Sorry.
Oh yeah. This is not to compare it to Black Panther, and not to even like compare it to like how it affects the movie. The soundtrack for Across the Spider-Verse is the best superhero soundtrack we've ever gotten.
The Sunflower clears every
no, it
song
does not.
on the
it does not. Maybe in commercial popularity, sure, but like we're going to album for album. I've listened to both of them non-stop when they both first came out for both movies. Across the Spider-Verse just said. One of them has Lil Wayne though, bruh.
One of them has Juice WRLD and Post Malone.
But one of them has 21 and A$AP Rocky, bruh.
And then one of them, I don't even know the other. Those are the only 2 songs I can do.
Exactly.
The only 2 songs I can do. When it gets dark, on Sunny Yard.
A$AP Rocky's actually in like 2 of the songs, actually.
I think the worst part and kind of drags down across for me and puts into my top 3 is the sound design of that movie is god awful.
Which one?
Across.
What do you mean the sound design?
It's like everyone's voice in that movie is so low.
Oh,
The
yeah, I
movie's
don't really notice
low.
that.
And I notice this every time I watch it. And this is another thing. I rewatch these movies all the time. So
I can say that for Gwen now that I think about it.
like at the beginning, right? It's
Yeah.
very low, and then she has like it just feels strange, like the way they did the audio mixing. It tripped me out a bit because it was just sometimes it was too low, sometimes it was too high. And then I don't know, it's just a very strange sounding movie. Everything else about that movie is like pretty much just as good as Into, if not a little better. But I think it's really just like the viewing experience for me. Like, and I get what you're saying. Like in the movies, when I went to go watch it, it was genuine chills, and not because I was just wearing a Spider-Man costume, you know, completely thin.
Oh, did you actually?
Yeah, spandex costume,
Pretty cool.
sitting in the theater, freezing my ass off. But it was so good. It was a really good movie, and it just sucks that it was a cliffhanger. I think that also docks a little bit of points in my opinion.
It does for sure.
I think I don't know. I can't get over the feeling of watching Into for the very first time. It was magical, mystical, or magical, if you would.
I would say like one of the things that really bumped up my experience for Across the Spider-Verse 2 is I actually went to go see it with Gavin, and when the movie ended, Gavin yelled so the whole theater could hear me back, "Bro, put the movie back on! Put the movie back on!"
That's that's pretty good. Yeah, I'd probably be higher if that happened to me too.
It is peak. But yeah, that's just my take on it. That's just my top 3 and my least favorite 3. And then Spider-Man 1, like I said, I think it's overrated. It's in the middle to me. TASM 1, I personally like TASM 1 more than Spider-Man 1. That's just my opinion. You know, I just think it's better. Oh, and Homecoming, I think Homecoming is one of the better Spider-Man movies. To me, it's like 5, 4. I think Into
I was
the
gonna
Spider-Man,
say, yeah.
Into the Spider-Verse 2 is like their top 5.
I was gonna put, if we had to do a top 5, it would be Homecoming at my 5, Into, or no, not Into, Across at 4.
Yeah, so it's kind of the same.
And I would probably put Spider-Man 2 at 3. I don't, and that's another thing, like, we both really don't care for Tobey's Spider-Man as much as everyone else seems to, but we can't, like, I can't even deny, like, Spider-Man 2 has so much, it's just so much aura and so much, like, swag to him when he is Spider-Man. When he's Peter Parker, it's fucking nosedives terribly.
It has some of the best lines too, like most iconic lines, like the Aunt May speech in Spider-Man 2.
I was gonna say, as far as like iconic lines, I feel
Yeah.
like Spider-Man 3 is like, I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
The train scene in Spider-Man 2, like, come on, bro, it doesn't get better
He's
than
just
that.
a kid. He's like fucking 30 years old. And he's saying he's just a kid.
That's a,
Dude, he must be older than my son.
He was
He's
he
the
was
oldest
he
looking
was older,
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Terrible.
He doesn't mock like Andrew or Tom.
Yeah.
But you know, still
I also-
generational though for the game. Like he
I
genuinely
want to
changed the
say
game.
this, and I'm pretty sure this is kind of like a relatively hot take. I think the scene in the apartment where Spider-Man realizes that the Goblin is still around, I think that is a way better scene than the train scene in Spider-Man 2. And like, I genuinely believe that. Like every time I rewatch that,
I genuinely don't think I don't really disagree too much about that.
I feel like the internet's probably gonna flame me.
No,
down.
I personally have the train scene still over that one, but that scene is like really really cool. Especially like watching it in theaters for like the second time around when you get to like actually like
you see
get to
everything
see it,
behind. Yeah.
you get to like hindsight
Unparalleled.
look at it. Yeah, I totally I could see that. I'm not gonna like say that's terrible. That's actually like your least terrible take that you had.
Yeah, that's
for
not.
this
That's
episode.
not. My least terrible take has been the Iron Man ones so far. Every single Iron Man take I've had. Is that you gonna give me a point for that take?
Yeah, you got another point. So yeah, so that's about like 4-1.
I guess really, I feel like we've kind of gone through like most of our
Spider-Man
stuff.
ones, Those are my
Spider-Man and Iron
first
Man
two.
were like our main ones. As far as I guess like broader MCU stuff, we touched on Guardians. I think Guardians 2 is like pretty high up there. I think all 3 Guardians movies. That's why I have it undeniably at my top like trilogies, just because I think all 3 of their movies are really good.
Yeah,
And
I agree with that.
I'm not gonna lie, this is probably, I don't know, this might get some people upset, but I think Guardians 2 is better than Guardians 1, by like a lot.
No,
By a lot.
no, it's not.
Like
I
Guardians
don't
1
think
is
that.
like a
I
Guardians 1 is
don't
like
think
a
that.
8.5 and Guardians 2 is like a 9.
But
Guardians
why?
2 is a 10.
I just kind of wanted to. Okay, first off, I do want to say this. No hate to Guardians 2. Escape Pod, it's like one of the worst
That's their
takes.
worst take.
Guardians
That's
2
their
is
worst take. I
terrible.
can't, every time they
Say
bring it up, it
Guardians
pisses
2
me
is one
off.
of the worst movies. I don't agree with that at all. I just think that 1 and 3 are better than 2 by a lot. Like, I have 1 and 3 in my top 10 MCU films. I don't know where 2 would rank. It for sure be in the top 20. Top 15, I'd really have to think about it. But I want to, like, why do you think 2 is better than 1?
I think 2 is like marginally better than 1 only because of the stuff with Ego and Yondu. I think the very first movie is like still heartwarming. It's found family, and you know they get the Infinity Stone, dance off to save the universe. Very iconic. Very you know, James Gunn. There's a reason why he's
DC.
why he's the head of DC now. But I don't know. I think I personally prefer the family connection that we get in Guardians 2 over, you know, Guardians 1. I think the stuff with Gamora and Star-Lord is so good in this movie because you know exactly what happens right after. It's like Infinity War right afterwards. So he loses her right as they like come to an understanding of how their relationship is gonna work.
Yeah, that's the one thing.
Like I think everyone's relationships are on point in Guardians 2.
Yeah, one thing I will say about that is this isn't really a knock at all, but I do kind of wish that they fledged out their relationship a little more before she dies.
Yeah, I think for him to basically kill half the universe over like a relationship that wasn't like
just like basic
super like well baked. That's another thing. I think Cap and Peggy's relationship is like the most underbaked.
Yeah, I would say that as
worst
well.
relationship.
Okay.
In the MCU.
I don't know about worst relationship, but I would say it's like the most underbaked for
I think
sure.
Wanda and Vision's relationship is better than Cap and Peggy's.
That's not a hot take.
I want to say that
I wish that's one thing.
I think Clint and whatever
Stop.
that girl's name is,
Stop.
Velma from Scooby Doo, the
Stop.
actress.
Stop.
She's bad as hell, so she gets
Stop.
plus points for
Stop.
that.
I do want to say though,
Jeremy Renner's
and
a
this-
fucking asshole,
this
so
goes-
he gets negative points for
this
that.
this goes to, so he cancels out. So
Yeah,
she's over.
but she's still, I don't know, Velma's like, that's Velma right there, where you can't discredit her.
Well,
I forgot the actress's name, I feel so bad.
I'm just gonna say this. This goes for all the relationships other than Tony and Pepper, and Peter and MJ. I do wish like the MCU romantic relationships were more fledged out than what they.
I think Killmonger and his girlfriend that he kills is a better relationship than Cap and Peggy.
See, that's I'm not gonna rebuttal or anything with that because
He
he's
knows it's
just
true. He
digging
knows
his
it's true.
digging his own grave.
It's not a ridiculous
Yeah,
thing.
it
They're
is.
in love, they're making out, they save Claw in the ambulance, they steal some Wakandan artifacts, and he shoots her in the head.
Yeah, I'm not too like I'm not really because I am a Cap glazer. I'm Cap's biggest defender, like the way Tony is for Stark. I'm not really gonna like really rage out about that take because I agree with it a little bit. And also, like I said before, I'm a Cap, Widow, and I wish something happened between them. I was kind of upset.
You were blueballed by the Winter Soldier scene where they make out on the
Yeah, I was a little bit like to just see it get completely bombed in Age of
Also,
Ultron.
another
Natasha
reason
just nuked Age of Ultron for me. That was like really the only reason. That's like the main reason why I dislike it compared to the other Avenger movies. Everything else I think is good.
I just want to touch on this too. Another reason why Cap's an asshole. This dude knew of the consequences of returning the Infinity Stones and how important it was to return those.
Yeah.
Didn't think it was important enough to return himself,
Huh.
but whatever. And he ends up banging his niece. Putting that out there, guys. Captain America has sexual relations with his niece, Sharon Carter.
Yeah.
Just want to put that out there.
He didn't know he had a
Wait,
chance
did
to go
Iron
back.
Man ever? Did Iron Man have
it.
sexual relations with his niece? No. No. Not a single other
Hold on.
character does that.
That's the thing though. It's like why. How does it?
Jane and Thor's
No, but
relationship is better than Cap and Peggy's.
Hold up. The
Love and
thing.
Thunder.
The thing that kind of you see the thing that I don't understand, and this is just like my understanding. I don't understand how the whole time loop of Captain America going back to the past
Because
works.
he's a selfish asshole.
In terms of like,
It's
in
true.
terms of like because Peggy wasn't she already married in Agent Carter or something, or she had
Yeah,
a
she
full-fledged
mentioned it
relationship
in,
and like I always thought
She
that.
mentioned it in Winter Soldier too. when he
That's
goes
like
to
the
see
one
her.
thing. That's the one thing I don't understand is like how does he end up? They don't even explain. The Russo brothers never explain this either. How does Steve end up on the bench
So-
if he was supposed to return and then like?
From what I gathered from like a lot of new Rockstar videos and stuff, the way that it kind of worked out was that Steve was always meant to be Peggy's husband. Like that was just kind of like
That doesn't make
it's
sense.
a stupid retcon, but that's like the most likely thing is that like he was just always there in the background.
But yeah,
Like old Steve was always
that's-
there, and that's how he ends up there.
that just doesn't like I don't think that's just such
No.
a plot hole.
I don't think
That's just
so.
such a plot hole, and I don't think that like
See,
it literally
again, who causes that big of a plot hole?
because he's the
Other
second
than
main,
Cap.
he's the second main character in the MCU, and it contradicts
Nobody else.
like the whole
Actually,
premise of
Spider-Man.
what Doomsday's gonna. He
Spider-Man
will be
doesn't
eventually, but he's still third. And it contradicts like the whole premise of what Doomsday might be about.
That's the
would
thing. I think
agree with that.
Doomsday is the direct fault of Steve.
Yeah.
Like, I think him staying back and doing all his stupid time stuff. And then another thing
I wish-
that I've heard is that like what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I wish we got like some type of like show or some type of spin
To
off.
see what Cap did. I
Even
don't
if it was
care. I wouldn't
animated.
care. I wouldn't watch it.
Because you're just a hater.
I would rather watch Eyes of Wakanda and all of What If again than watch the same Cap movie again. And Brave New World.
Yeah. Anyways, what were you gonna say before?
I was gonna say that Doomsday is for sure Steve's fault. That's why like we've been hearing rumors that Captain America is gonna be like Doom's main like antagonist, which
Yeah,
I think
feel
is so
bad.
stupid.
I feel bad for all the new characters.
Like Reed basically gets cut again, and again and again.
But I mean,
and again.
it's
just terrible.
It's just Steve. He's just he's a class act. One of the biggest characters in the MCU. One of the
no,
best-
they just don't have
guys.
they don't have enough money in the bank, so
cash,
they want to put
cash
more.
grab for Chris Evans and RDJ.
That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like
I
the
do.
reason why people want Cap back so bad is because they can't handle the fact that there's a new Captain America. Same thing with Iron Man. There's Iron Heart, and everyone just shit on that.
They both suck.
Shit on that one.
They both suck.
No, Sam Wilson's a good Captain
He
America.
is, but they don't at all align to what Iron Man and Cap are.
I don't think so, but I think it's just because we spent so much time with both of them. Like,
Yeah, but
I think-
we're getting, if you think about it, we're getting the same amount of, we're getting a lot of time with Sam and Ironheart. Sam's literally had his own film
Ironheart
already.
had like a 30-minute cameo basically, and
And she has a
Wakanda
show.
Forever, and it sucked.
And she has a show.
And her show's okay. It's mediocre. It
Yeah,
had
that's
Mephisto, that's the best
on,
part.
that's on her though. And with Sam, it's like we've already gotten.
Actually,
Sam.
you can make an argument that Spider-Man's supposed to be like the mantle for Iron Man.
Yeah, or Harvey from Iron Man 3.
So
Sam,
true.
yeah, Sam.
Dude, that guy literally.
Sam literally has Winter Soldier, Civil War, Age of Ultron, Infinity War, Endgame.
Yeah, but he doesn't
Brand New
spend time as Captain America until
But
literally
yes,
after.
he has Brand New Day, and he has a whole series. Like I feel like they get characters like Wanda and Loki get so much more screen time when it comes to series compared
for
to like
sure.
your heavy characters like Cap and Hulk and Thor did, like just off of like
Movies
the
alone.
movies alone.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say the same for Iron Man because Iron Man's come on like 10 movies in the verse or something.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I guess, obviously, someone already clearly won this match, well, like 30 minutes ago into our, video, but I guess we could probably just end it here. It's been about an hour of us just straight yapping about.
You want to end it here?
Yeah, we can end it here. I feel like
Did you have more?
we can. I mean, I have a lot more, but it's
Can you-
mainly Iron Man
can you
and
just-
Spider-Man takes again.
Oh, okay. Oh, does it have anything to do with? It is just like about Iron Man, Spider-Man.
Yeah, we've already kind of been through the talking points almost.
Oh,
We
okay.
like kind of lightly tapped on what I was. I mentioned my Spider-Man ones, and then I mentioned my whole list of everyone who didn't pick Cap. I want to put out there too. I think that like, I don't know. Well, as far as like closing thoughts, I think Captain America is just not that good of a character as a lot of other people in the MCU. I think a lot of other characters in the MCU get way more love, and they don't get as much screen time as Cap, but they literally blow Cap out of the water. Like I want to put Cap in the same tier as someone like Black Widow and Hawkeye and I don't know, like Hulk. Like I want to say like they're all like in the same category of hero. And I want to say I think Miss Marvel's a better hero than Captain America. I want to say that Shuri is a better hero than Captain America. As far as team leaders go, Iron Man was a better team leader on his small team.
That's the least craziest thing you've said.
I want to say that when I think of Marvel heroes, Captain America is like bottom of the barrel. Like I have to really scrape to get back to him. I want to just say that the Punisher clears Captain America in terms of everything, writing, character casting.
Keep going.
None of this I believe, by the way, guys. This is just a little extra joke for Noah.
He gets 2 points just for adding this segment into the video.
Yeah, just for going on for about 4 minutes rambling about.
Okay.
I genuinely do want to say though, Cap's like probably top 5. Yeah, like overall MCU characters and even like Marvel characters. I think you have a stronger case if you just put all of Marvel, like as a whole, comics included. I had to take about the Ultimate run, the comic runs being literally the only. I just said like it's the best thing to happen to Marvel Comics, period, ever. And this is like not even counting, or this is counting Secret Wars, the Infinity Gauntlet storyline. I think it's better than literally everything that they've done so far. This is the best thing that Marvel Comics has ever done, and it's the Ultimate series that they have going on right now, and it sucks that it's ending. I want to say that Fantastic Four is a better team than the Avengers.
That's not a hot take. No, never mind. Oh, do you want to talk about our Mount Rushmore teams?
We can talk. This is
We'll just lightly go
outside
over
of MCU. This is more just superhero teams in general. We had a Mount Rushmore. Noah sent me a list, and it was awful.
But not my list. It was
not his list. It was another content creator on TikTok's list.
Stick hard.
And they put Power Rangers and the Teen Titans in the conversation.
It was the Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles, yeah. Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers. Power Rangers is a sorry-ass team. I just want to put this out here. Power Rangers is not even top 10 in terms of teams. I wouldn't even say top 15.
I can't think of 10 teams, but I don't disagree.
I probably couldn't either, but I would put, and if I learned about a new team,
you got the Birds of Prey, you got the Doom Patrol.
I would put, okay, here we go. You ready? I'm going to try.
X-Force.
I'll do 10. 10 teams that I think are better than the Power Rangers. Here we go. So obviously get them out, the easy ones out of the way. The Avengers, I think the X-Men, the Teen Titans, I think the TMNT, honestly.
Oh, that's for sure.
The Justice League, the Autobots. I would put
the Rebellion from Star Wars.
Yeah, the Rebellion from Star Wars. That's a great pick. I would put probably I'd put the Justice Gang and Superman. I like them more than the Power Rangers.
The Guardians?
The Guardians of the Galaxy. I can name 15. So after the Guardians, I would probably put the Midnight Suns. Then here we go. We're gonna start really diving deep. I would probably put. Actually, you know what? I would put X Factor in there. I think X Factor is pretty cool. I think the X Force is pretty cool, especially with X-Men 97 Season 2. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. The X Force in Season 2 is really small, but it has the goats on there. Yeah. Jubilee is one of the best X-Men characters of all time.
The group from Big Hero 6.
Big Hero 6 is a better team than, and then Young Justice, you put them there.
Oh, no, for sure.
I didn't even mention, did I mention the Justice League or no? I think I did.
They don't get talked about enough. I just want to say the Young Justice team.
I think the Teen Titans go Teen Titans over the Power Rangers. I think Teen Titans Go is actually one of the better DC cartoons. But I don't think anyone's ready for that conversation yet.
Yeah, it's funny. Well, we could dive on it the next time,
We could have a DC hot take.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have much to say. I'm not a huge DC fan, but from what I've everything that I've watched so far, I'm well versed enough to talk about it. Yeah. The same way we talked about this right now.
Yeah. We're just gonna give you want to give your 4 and I give my 4.
Sure.
Favorite, not objective list, not nothing like that.
Yeah, I would not have the Justice League on my team, so everything else would be the same. It would be Avengers, X-Men, Fantastic Four, and then I would probably put the Teen Titans up there. The TMNT is a great choice too, honestly. I love the Turtles, but
yeah, just
gotta give the Teen Titans the edge here.
Yeah, and this for my list for my personal favorites. I don't, this might get me flamed as well. I don't have the X-Men in my personal top 4. I just don't really I feel like the biggest problem with them is that there's too many different rosters, too many different teams. It's kind of hard to solidify one specific group. As with the Justice League, you can name, if not the main 7, the main 5 at least. They're just iconic in a lot of ways. Teen Titans have one of my favorite characters of all time, and Dick Grayson, who's the leader of the team. They like their dynamic as a group a lot more too. That may just be because we're young and I'm 20, I'm 20. The Avengers, a lot of people hate on them, or a lot of the comic book nerds and stuff like that.
Yeah, nobody.
I just want to say that. I just want to shut that down. It doesn't matter. We're in 2026 now.
The Avengers is probably just as big as like Justice League Unlimited's roster now. Because I feel like everyone in the Marvel universe has been an Avenger.
Yeah, that's like one thing that doesn't, like one thing that I will say, like I don't get is like the hate that the Avengers as a whole get, other than Hulk, for being like B tier characters or whatever before.
Yeah,
before
see that's crazy. Like,
Because like we're not gonna lie, like what Cap, Iron Man, and Thor have done just in the MC and the Marvel universe as a whole is more impactful than Punisher, than Daredevil, than Blade, than a lot of like your big name characters before. That's just this is what I think though.
yeah, I mean, I'm not really gonna sit here and agree with you, but I'm not gonna disagree with you either. This is my first Doom Blazer take. I'm middle of the road on like.
Yeah, I mean Thor. Yeah, Thor is debatable.
Yeah, Thor is. I mean, and like as far as MCU goes, Thor's like whatever. His movie Ragnarok is his best movie, and that's not a hot. That's not a hot take. That's a.
I was gonna say Love and Thunder is the worst MCU movie. That's for another day though.
That's just not true.
This is just a sneak peek of what my
Cap one
next
exists. I'm getting all the points, guys. I'm racking up my points and I'm saving them. Keep count of how many points we have. He has 1 point, and I have like 5.
Yeah, just because your takes are just asinine sometimes. Not really, just about Cap. But
Yeah.
But yeah, so my top 4 is actually the Teen Titans, the Justice League, the Avengers, and then the Fantastic Four. I actually grew up as a kid liking the Fantastic Four a lot more than the X-Men. I know a lot of people didn't really feel the same way, but I personally did. I like Johnny or like Human Torch more than any of the X-Men characters as a whole, even though he's low-key a dick and a douchebag.
Right.
He's just so fun. Like he's just such a
You see, but that's the thing. Like, yeah, no, I get it. I get it. That's what everyone says about Tony Stark,
but he's not on the level.
Character ever.
But he's not on the level of like Human Torch. Like, Human Torch is actually a terrible person.
Yeah, but Tony Stark's the best character ever. He's on Superman, Batman, Goku, everyone on the history of Earth. No fictional character touches it.
Yeah, we have some Goku, glazing friends that are gonna disagree with that.
That's just not true. Iron Man could kill Goku if he wanted to.
Yeah, let's just end it there.
Alright guys, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this new format of video. It is quite long, but it's just about the same as a podcast. We could probably just label this under the Cancel Party Podcast tab.
Yeah. If we ever do this again, if we do something like this again, I feel like one thing that me and Tony did say before coming in was that we're not gonna make it about Iron Man and Cap, even though we did the majority of takes that weren't about Iron Man and Cap still involved Iron Man and Cap. That just goes to show you, the type of fans that we are, but we'll try not to
we'll try not to front load next episode of this if you guys enjoyed it. We'll try not to front load this next episode with straight up malarkey and bullshit, and we'll try to get down to actual takes.
Yeah, we'll talk about Wolverine. We didn't mention Wolverine once this whole time.
Wolverine's he's probably like...
He's up there.
Yeah, I would say he's probably the best X-Men character.
Oh yeah, undoubtedly.
But I like I said, also, I don't know, I wrestle with Wolverine and Jubilee being at my number 1 spot.
Oh damn, that's crazy.
I love Jubilee.
Yeah.
Jubilee's like one of my favorite characters.
That's another thing is with the X-Men, why I don't have them in my top 4 is just because I love Cyclops and Wolverine, but they're not to me that upper echelon of characters that I really like. I mean, if you guys can kind of see from this video, well, not really, but just in general, I like a lot of the more inspiring, they just inspire you to do better characters, like Cap, like Superman, even with Spider-Man and Nightwing, even though they're a little more jaded, they still they're a lot more brighter characters than say Batman, Iron Man, Wolverine, Punisher, stuff like that.
Iron Man's pretty bright.
And then who's my last in the top 5? Oh, Batman's in my top 5 too, but he's the outlier.
For sure. But alright, well, just leave a like on the video. If you leave a dislike, we'll find you. And that's all we gotta. I think that's all we kind of exhausted a lot of our points. This is about an hour's worth of video.
Just about Steve and Tony.
And you guys can comment down below who you prefer. You can put whatever your hot takes are. Actually, that'd be a fun video, is reacting to fans' hot takes in the comments too.
Oh, that'd be fun.
if you guys have any terrible takes like
Yeah,
Noah
please
does,
comment.
please comment.
Hey,
the
please
takes.
comment if you guys glaze any characters, much as Tony glazes Iron Man.
Right.
Please leave that on the
We
comment
want to
as well.
know. We want to hear what you guys have to say.
Yeah, I genuinely, we could just if
we
this
could
video
do
gets
another hour video
yeah,
of just
if this
us
video gets
reacting.
comments, we could react to other people's takes.
Yeah, and we could just sit here and flame you guys. Well, y'all can flame us in the comments, so
Yeah,
that way
I
we are able
already-
in turn to flame you.
I already know you're getting flamed for a few of them.
I know I'm
getting,
not, bro.
I'm getting flamed for Wanda. I mean, it's just like, you know.
I'm not getting flamed for a single take. I've never had a bad take this entire video. See, that's another point, bro. That's another.
You said like 10 times in the video, you're like, bro, I'm gonna get canceled for this, bro. Like, I'm gonna, you know, I already know they're gonna disagree.
Bro, because I know that sometimes the audience
the
be
whole
sheeple.
the whole 40-year-old demographic is after us, bro. After what we said about Toby.
Bro, because Toby's the biggest fraud in the entire Spider-Man verse. That's a topic for another day. Alright guys, just let us know if you guys have any outrageous hot takes, or if you feel like you have some hot takes and they're just lukewarm, we'll flame you for that too. We'll call you Doomblazer. Again, closing statement, Doomblazer, if you are down to contact us and we have a chat about, you know, your terrible lukewarm takes and how nothing burger of channel your and our content is, we can talk about that till I'll live one
Yeah,
day.
that is one thing. Not to crap on Doomblazer. You know, even though Tony is, I only speak for myself. What you're gonna get from us too, you're always just gonna get like realness. You know, whether you think our takes are completely terrible,
Or
you know,
the
even
best takes you ever heard.
even if like they feel on both ends, even if like, you know, you feel like, you know, we're both just, you know, asinine for what we put out in the world with this video, you can't lie. Like, at least we're original, we're authentic, you know.
Yeah,
we have-
exactly.
we
You'll
actually
never
have
find
opinions.
you'll never find another duo on the internet with the takes that we have.
Do we need to zip it up sometimes for our favorite characters?
Nah.
You know, a little
Let
bit.
it hang.
Caps on kind of. But yeah. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty much
bro.
all I gotta say.
All right.
No hate to Doomblazer with me.
No, full hate to Doomblazer. We both don't like you. But yeah, that's really all we have to say. Doomblazer, if you want to have a productive conversation, we can. Escape Pod, if you want to invite us on, we're down to fly.
Yeah, we love you guys, by the way.
Yeah, you're our favorite podcast. This is obviously inspired by them.
Cuban Crusher, please come back to comics.
We miss Cuban Crusher. And
Soups, stay golden.
Soups, just remember, we're just kids, bro. It's just kids.
Stay reacting to Aaron Gosling, bro.
Thank you guys.